We don't need to explain who this is because the name is right at the bottom. The kids are learning. But Westy, phenomenal job, by the way. How you doing? Beard looks good. It seems like we're keeping that for 2025.
Yeah, no more mustache. Little bit of scruff, nothing too crazy. I had the beard in spring training, and when it would get, raggedy looking, my wife wasn't too pleased. So I'm just choosing to keep it short, and then my deal was the whole off season I get to grow it out again. So yeah, it's a good deal.
Wow, that is important that you set the rules now. Hey, making deals, Westy.
Compromise, all right? That's what it's all about.
That's the one of the keys to a successful and happy life. Compromising, love one another, and enjoy things as you can, and then grow a great beard in the time being. But hey, I wanted, the reason why we're getting on here is you're doing some phenomenal things with Big League Impact and All Win, and with Mission 318. You just were out there when you were playing the Diamondbacks. Talk to us about all of this so far and what it means for those that don't know what it is.
Yeah, I'll start with the All Win campaign. So through Big League Impact, which was introduced to me by Kyle Gibson and James McCann, but through them, I'm partnering in an All Win campaign, which is every Orioles win, I'm donating to a charity of my choice. This year, I chose Mighty Oaks Foundation. Just a little bit about them is it was started by former special operations guy named Chad Robichaud. Super cool story. I urge anybody and everybody to go listen to his interview on the Sean Ryan show. He lives an incredible life. Super brave, stand-up human being, Christian guy. Somebody who I really like and want to shadow kind of his values, what he believes in. But the foundation he started is to help former first responders, military guys, individuals, and their families kind of making that transition back into home life a little bit easier. They do that through like peer-based discipleship. It's a Christian foundation, so the transformative power of belief and faith in Jesus Christ is kind of what they're built on. And I haven't personally used it. I don't think that I ever will because I'm not a part of that community. But just from the outside looking in, it looks like they're doing fantastic things. My uncle, or how I got introduced to this foundation, my uncle was a chaplain for many years at Camp Pendleton out in San Diego. He crossed paths with Chad through some mutual, friends and coworkers there, and kind of like introduced me to that name. I got curious. I am very interested in, special operations community, military guys. I have the utmost respect for those dudes. So I kind of did some digging on my own and came across this. And like I said, I couldn't be more pumped about this. I think it's important that we give back to those who've served and protected us for so long. So that's kind of what I'm doing with the All Win Foundation. And then for Mission 318, that is so Big League Impact. Every time you go on the road, they will send me and Cedric's a part of it. Zach Eflin, Kyle Gibson. We'll all get kind of text messages about like service opportunities in those cities. Like every city, all 30 cities in the major leagues are going to have service opportunities when you're on the road. It just kind of depends on what your schedule is, if you have time to go serve. But that's what I did out in Arizona. My wife and I went and served at feeding starving children out in Arizona. We packed meals that will be then sent to third world countries, families who are in need of food, children who are starving. Just super stand-up organizations all around America. And something that, again, I feel strongly about is giving back and serving and sacrificing a little bit of my time to hopefully change somebody's life. So just super cool opportunities. I hope I can continue to do them this year. And like I said, I'm super excited about this.
Yeah, at the end of the day, Westy, it's people helping people. and trying to make a difference here with Big League Impact and then having all win and allowing then the players more opportunities for things that they care near and dear to their hearts, but also in many ways can impact the lives of so many others, I think is phenomenal. And especially too, you guys are dedicating your time during season. And look, I know it's not like you have all this time in the world. I mean, last time I checked, Zach, I think the Birds still play 162 in a season. So it's really cool what you're doing. And believe it or not, Westy, I had to tell someone like, hey, he's actually a really good guy. He might seem like he's mad all the time, especially maybe if there's some calls that don't go the right way here. But I swear he's a nice guy. And it seems like all that's off to a great start. So for anyone that wants to know or where they can find all that first, Westy, where can they look that all up?
Yeah, you can go to www. Let me make sure I have this website correct, but I believe it's www.bigleagueimpact.org.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the Mighty Oaks Foundation, it is mightyoaksprograms.org. If you want to learn more about the foundation that I'm choosing to support through the All Win campaign.
Perfect. And I'll get that from you and we'll be able to put that out more. So if people want to find that link and explore, we'll do that. Man, you're staying busy though. But I guess you should be rested technically, you were off today. So you're ready to rock and roll.
I'm ready. Yeah. Ready to rock.
Yeah. What, back, soft mattress, huh? During spring training?
Yeah. That's the narrative that got pushed. I don't know really what caused it, but I did notice the mattress I was sleeping on is a lot softer than what I'm used to. Whether that's the main reason, who knows? But yeah, spasmed up on me. We got that kind of taken care of pretty quickly, though. I was thankful for that, and now we're just grinding. You know how the season goes. It's a long season. It's the beginning of the year, so yeah, we're getting used to playing again.
Long season, Zach.
I was told it was over.
Yeah, April 15th, the season ended, according to many.
They were only playing 17 this year.
Only 17.
Yeah.
If that was the case, then I would say that there would be a problem. But you got a lot to go. Compared, now this is your second full year. Talk to me at least from last year to this year. What's something you kind of noticed here or that you're putting focus on? Because each year is different and you guys have to deal with, a different set of challenges, both personally and collectively as a team.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that sticks out the most to me is it's a brand new clubhouse. And if we have a lot of the same pieces, right? But we also brought in a lot of new faces and a lot of new faces who are going to play big roles. It's not like we're bringing in guys who are kind of in the role player position. We're bringing in guys who are in the starting rotation, big pieces in the bullpen. Guys who are starting every day. So I think the biggest thing for us as a team is just continuing to build the cohesiveness in the clubhouse. Like we said, it's still really early and there's a long ways to go. And we kind of know how talented we are. We know what we want our identity to be. It's just about continuing to build on that every single day, no matter what the result is, right? Or what the product looks like on the field. There's a process behind it, and trusting in ourselves, trusting in our guys, knowing that everybody behind you has your back. Like, that's what it comes down to. And so it's a new year, and a lot of that can be taken, can be used last year, could be used the next year, but it's it's kind of cliche, but that's what's really important is knowing that all 26 dudes are pulling in the same direction, that we're all really close and kind of blocking out anything outside.
And you got to, right? Because there's going to be ups, downs. I mean, heck, last year, the second half of the season was a lot of adversity. One of those moments was when you got drilled, which, by the way, that looked like it felt great when you got hit. Moments like that you got to deal with. And I think that it's a part of the game. It's not how you start. It's going to be how you finish. You mentioned though identity, Westy. Like I'm curious. Like I watched the Guardians, and I don't know how to describe the Guardians play specifically. They say it's Guardians ball.
Just scrappy.
Just scrappy. That's a good way to describe it. And then Stephen Kwan just feels like he does like everything. Everything, by the way. I just want to he's also, I don't know how tall Stephen is, but I'm like, that dude's got way more pop, and I'm 6'5". And he's making plays left and right. I'm getting off track with this, but if the Guardians are scrappy, like how would you define with the Orioles? Like what do you want to be? I guess I should say identity wise.
Yeah, I think we want to be kind of like blue collar, gritty, along the similar lines as a Guardians club. When I think of our roster, you don't think of us like you think of a Dodgers lineup or a Yankees lineup, maybe. Not saying that we don't have that talent. We do. But I think it's going to come through a channel of having to be a little bit more gritty than the other guys, the guys across, in the other dugout. It's going to take a little bit more blue collar, tough mindset. Like, I don't care who you are, we're going to find a way. That kind of vibe, I think, is kind of the ball that we're striving to play. There's been a lot of talk about like playing with an edge, playing a little bit pissed off, just being tough guys. I think is how I want, or how I hope our identity, settles at the end of the day, somewhere in that range.
And I'll tell you what, because of the injuries that have happened so far to start this year, trying to get in a rhythm, that's going to build up already toughness and going through it. I tell guys before, when you go through things earlier in a year, it's only going to harden you and get you ready for that stretch run. Unfortunately, last year was almost kind of switched, where everything was out the gate firing. You guys were rolling, and then you could pinpoint a few moments last year where things kind of, hit that wall. Not that you guys continued to battle, you grinded, you made the playoffs, but that's why you got to play 162. The Mets, it took them, June, they're a 500 team, something like that, and they got hot and ended up making a run. And then the Padres were one game away from knocking out the Dodgers, and they were a team that people slept on here. So I hope people keep sleeping on you, Westy, because I got faith in you. I think you're going to get rocking and rolling here sooner than later. But one thing I think we do need to discuss. You mentioned some competitors in the clubhouse, but we mentioned darts, and we'll save that for a different time. You guys got the little pool game in there still, correct?
We have the big pool table. The small pool table, I don't know where it's at. It's not in there anymore. And
what?
Yeah, Gunnar. I don't think Gunnar's too pleased about that, because that was his game. He was unbeatable.
So he was number one if we're doing power rankings. Small pool table
for sure. Yeah, bumper pool, I think is what it's called.
Bumper pool.
Yeah. He was number one. Yeah, he had all the angles figured out.
What's the unhidden talents of people so far? Who's best at some of these other games that we don't know? We heard Mario Kart in the spring. Was a Mario Kart a thing in the spring?
Yeah, at our house, Mario Kart was king.
Where did you rank?
Out of the Eflin, I didn't get to see Eflin play, so I'm just gonna go with the other 5 dudes I was with. I was probably 5th. I was probably last. I'm not very good, but I tried to compete. I stood in there. I wore it some days. Some days I eked out some dubs, but if I had to be honest, I'm probably last.
I mean, is it the player or is it the character? Who did you?
No, I was. That's the funny thing. We all used Yoshi, just a different color Yoshi. Almost all of us used the same golf cart and wheels, like combination glider. So like, it's the player for sure.
Hey, have some originality here, okay? Go out.
Yoshi's the best, though. I mean, you got to play with the best.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I guess I missed that when Kowser came on to talk about it.
Yeah, he was saying that they were making everyone use the same builds because he and I think Mountie were getting tired of winning. So
I do.
Hold on now. Okay. That sounds like
came on the show, and that's from their mouth.
that sounds like something that came out of Kowser's mouth.
That's
I didn't see Kowser ever beat Gunner. And I witnessed him lose to Rutch and Mountie a few times. So he certainly wasn't the first place guy all the time.
okay. See, we're setting the record straight. See, Westy don't mess around, man. He's gonna call it as it is.
Yeah, you can trust me. You can't trust Kowser.
See, that's what we're coming to learn. We also learned that Kowser is a Dean Lewis fan.
Louis Capaldi.
Louis Capaldi, sad boy
Yes.
music.
Yeah.
Do you have a go-to song that gets you in your fields or artist?
Oh man. I wouldn't say go-to song. I do have so Dean actually put me on to this guy. Excuse me. Am I still with you guys?
Yeah.
Hey, I got my laptop here. I gotta figure out what the name of this band is. I think it's like Gold Finder. I don't know. Ride the Storm is the song that I've been listening to recently. Goldford. Ride the Storm. That's been a little bit of a feel song for me recently. Dean Kramer showed it to me. I think Dean's got that kind of sad boy music vibe too. And it's good every once in a while to have those songs come across your playlist, but I try to stay a little bit more upbeat and positive when I can.
I agree, but sometimes it's good to get in your feels. You know,
Yeah.
I got to admit, I got a playlist where I drive a lot, Westy, and I sit down there, and some of those days, Rye guy here is just gonna sit there and think about things and belt it out, and no one's watching except the drivers to my right and left. Okay. That's good to know. And Dean Kramer, good kid, pitched really well last night too.
He did.
Now we have a little surprise for you as we get ready to wrap this up. Zach, do we have that? Do we have it ready for you? We sat with one of your friends, and we asked them specifically any words for you when we were sitting down with you. So Zach, let's play that clip.
I know I texted you this the other day. I'm just happy to see that you finally moved on from that Forerunner. I know you loved it. I know it was your baby, but it was time. You're an all-star. You're a major leaguer. You got some money, kid. So feel free to spend it on a car, buddy.
Oh man. Ouch. Yeah, well, funny story about that. And I'll try to keep it short and not get too long-winded.
Say it as it is.
So I had that Forerunner since my senior year of high school, put a ton of miles on it. There was a lot of things wrong with it, but that baby would run no matter what. It would just run. So this off season, I finally sold it and bought myself a truck. Had the truck for a month and a half, drove it down to spring training, and as soon as I got into Sarasota, it died on me. And so I took it to the dealership. Come to find out, this is like an issue with these Ram trucks that I had bought. So much that the part was on back order, and I trying to explain to him like, hey, I'm only here for 6 weeks, and if this part's not coming in for 6 weeks, like you got to tell me because I got to figure out what I'm gonna be getting around in, right? So thankfully it's all under warranty, so they supplied my wife and I with a rental car. But yeah, we ended up having to just get rid of the truck and just eat the lost change on that. My wife's happy about it because she got a new vehicle out of it. But yeah, I sold the Forerunner and now I'm vehicleless. So
to recap this, Forerunner sold, new truck,
yeah,
issues,
yeah,
no truck, wife gets new car.
Wife gets new car. Yeah.
Yes. Beautiful. I'm not I guess I'm laughing at
you can laugh. Yeah.
Man, I did not think that that's what we were going to get into. Does Stowie know that happened?
I gave him a short text on it, he was trying to stay updated. I don't know if he knows the full story, but he knows that AC got a vehicle out of it. He knows that she's happy. I know she's happy, so I can live with it, you know.
Hey, as we started the show off here, the sit down, it's make sure wife happy, compromise.
Yep.
Compromise. That's going to be a Westburg special. Zach likes to stay. All that Jordan Westburg does is produce. I'm going to probably change mine to all Jordan Westburg does is compromise.
I don't know if that's a good saying, though. Like, that doesn't sound very good.
Oh, man. Hey, Westy, I appreciate you. And one more time, for everyone that doesn't know, bigleagueimpact.org. That's where all of this, where you see Westy on the field, but you want to see what he and many others are doing off the field, bigleagueimpact.org, the all-win campaign, and so much more. Check it out. Am I missing anything else with that, Westy?
No, yeah, all the information you can find on the bigleagueimpact.org website. Certainly check it out. It's not only me. There's guys all around the league doing this. You got Cedric Mullins, Zach Eflin, and Kyle Gibson in the O's Clubhouse also running their own or backing their own charity. So a ton of good human beings, good baseball players, and great organizations and charities to look at and learn about. So go check it out for sure.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, I appreciate all the time. Keep doing you. Stay limber. We need that back good. And I got to come bother you and see what the heck's going on in this new clubhouse. If there's no small.
Raising some complaints to Fred Tyler. We'll see if we get that bumper pool table in there for Gunner.
You know what? I will file a complaint to Freddie Tyler, and I will file a complaint to corporate too.
Yeah.